I'm doing Depp vs. Heard, entertainment, pop culture, things like that. And this photo here popped up on Twitter. It's of Johnny Depp and Jeff Beck's niece at Jeff Beck's funeral. Now, there was a lot of mixed opinions on this, so I want to pitch in, and I think my opinion is pretty rational, but not necessarily an angle people generally come from. Now, I've told this story on the channel once before. My mother died when she was 54. Suddenly, with no warning, I was in Japan. Now, here's the thing. I know my mother very well. I know exactly what she would want me to do with her memory. And for me personally, and you don't know this, because I know my mother a lot better than you. I actually live with her, a little older than most people, maybe, but she wouldn't care what I did, as long as it was appropriate. I'm not talking inappropriate things, appropriate things, regular things. I'm sure you get my drift. She wouldn't care if I took her memory to make a coloring book. She wouldn't care if I took her memory to get a free meal at a fast food restaurant if that's what I wanted. I know her. Okay? So here's what I'm getting at. Johnny Depp and Jeff Beck's niece know Jeff Beck a lot better than you do. So I'm going to assume when they took this photo at his funeral, they knew it was cool with him. If either one of them knew it wasn't cool with Jeff, they probably wouldn't have taken it, especially Johnny, because he's the elder. He's got the wisdom and the life experience. Maybe Jeff's niece, a little bit more using the opportunity and things like that. But again, I don't know. Their family, I'm going to assume that she knew a little better than that. So that's first of all. Second of all, some people really focused on that she took the photo. Now, I hate to say it, but they both took the photo. Johnny's in the photo. Johnny's super famous. He knows he's super famous. He gets crowds everywhere he goes. He knows if he took this photo, there's a good chance it'll get out, which it did. And that's something he did consciously. He could have said, I'm sorry, but let's not do this. You know it's going to get on social media. It's not the right thing to do. Your uncle wouldn't want that, so let's not take the picture. But he did. And I'm going to trust that Johnny took the picture knowing, like I know what my mother would want, and no one else out there does, that he knows how Jeff Beck would react to this picture and how Jeff Beck would react if it got out. And I'll also assume Jeff probably wouldn't care so much if a picture of one of his great friends and his niece, not doing anything weird, not doing anything crazy, just standing there, got out. He'd probably be cool with it. Now, I might be wrong. Who knows? Maybe Johnny's mad. Maybe we'll find out. That's a possibility. I just think that the greater possibility is that they knew that Jeff would be fine with it. But let's see what some people are saying. Obviously, there's a wide range of opinions. So Patty C here says, and shout out to her, Patty's a great supporter here, but we might have a slight difference of opinion, says, I think it was inappropriate to take this photo at Jeff's funeral and post it on her Instagram. Now, Patty doesn't say if she thinks it was appropriate for both of them, but obviously, I guess the biggest issue was the Instagram post. So I ask why, and Justice for JD says it's in bad taste. Do people usually use pics from funerals on their socials? No, but she's excited because Johnny F. and Depp, and she wants to show it off. Did she post any other pics from the funeral with other attendees? No. Now, here's what I'm saying. Whether we like it or not, Johnny's in the picture. Obviously, you've got his permission. She didn't force him to take the picture. So I think Justice for JD kind of comes off like it's all her who did it. And it is her who posted it on Instagram, that's for sure. But my point is, he was in the picture. He took the picture with her. Just a sleight of hand to turn her down would have been fine, probably. This person here says, Besmara, people are seriously weird. I would never take photographs at a funeral. It's distasteful, even more so when you're simping because you have a child crush on one of your celebrity guests. Once again, like I said, it wasn't all her. It wasn't a hidden shot. He knew about it. He's there. You gotta at least, understand that. He could have turned it down. So, in some way, he's being consentful of taking the picture. Now, as far as I feel about that, I don't know. I just don't have a huge problem with it. I have a problem with people taking things secretly. The nature of photos at funerals. If they were smiling and laughing, or if she had like her, hands behind Johnny's head or something, like psyching him out, yeah, that would be terrible. That would be horribly distasteful. But if you're just standing there, or if you've just got like a plate of food, or your arms are crossed in a normal position, I think that's acceptable. If he was like signing an autograph or something, that would be pretty weird. But they're just standing there. This person says, I've been to many memorial and celebrations in my life. Family and friends gather and take photos. Often it's the only time we are all together. What an honor to savor these moments in photos. I don't find this weird. And I'll assume this is at a funeral and this person's making a point. Once again, if this isn't your style, that's fine. But if it is, I can't quite see a problem with it if it's consentful and everyone's on the same page about it. Also, keeping in mind, they would know what the person would want after they unfortunately passed away better than anyone else, I'm going to assume, who wasn't at the funeral, because mostly families and close friends are at funerals. This person says that there are actually funeral photographers. I haven't quite heard of that, but I'm sure they exist. This person says people need to stop infantizing Johnny and allow the man to heal without all the well-intended but increasingly OTT virtue signaling over every minute of his movements. This poor girl has been dragged rather pathetically over an obviously innocent photo, embarrassing. And on the whole, I gotta agree. Yeah, I think unless you know someone was mad about it, there shouldn't quite be a problem. If we found out Jeff's wife was mad, if we found out someone else close to them was mad, all right, maybe you think about that a little bit and there's more to it. But at this point, it's just what it is. This person says they were best buds. JD took a big hit with the loss of Jeff Beck. Jeff Beck and his wife took JD in when he was going through one of the worst times of his life. They were very similar, almost kindred spirits. And they've got some great pictures here. And this is what I'm saying. I've got to remind you, as we're looking at this, Johnny knew him very well. So if Johnny took the picture, I'm going to assume he knew Jeff would be cool with it. Anyway, it seems like mostly agreement now that I think about it. So that's that there. You guys, of course, let me know what you think down in the comments. And on something very unrelated, I gotta say, Johnny looks pretty good there. He looks better than he did touring around, playing guitar for 4 hours and things, taking pictures. And as we know, Eve Barlow and Michelle Dauber put up these pictures of Johnny looking bad, saying he looks like a grandma. There's one from like last week. Put that up there, Eve. Put that picture up there and say Johnny looks bad. I don't think so. I mean, he's pretty much 60 years old. I mean, he's going to be 60 really soon. He doesn't look like it. If I just saw that, I had no idea, and he said I was 55, maybe even 53 or something, I might be like, yeah, okay, probably. But I digress. That's way off topic. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't consider it, you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.